Well, hello, my name is Jim Royal. I am a huge Beatles and Elvis Presley fan and basically classic rock in general, so if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. If you could do a thumbs up, that's always most appreciated. And feel free to leave comments. I always do my best to try to respond in a timely manner. Today what I wanted to do, I'm going to be reviewing a out-of-print box set from John Lennon. But before I do that, I just wanted to say this is the 40th anniversary of John Lennon's passing. He passed away on December 8th, 1980. And I just wanted to quickly say what my thoughts were on it. I was a boy at the time. I was not even a teenager, and I had just started getting into the Beatles and some of their solo stuff. I only had a few Beatle records. I had the Beatle Red album. My parents had Beatles 65 and Beatles 6, which were basically Beatles for sale material. I had seen a movie, Birth of the Beatles, and I heard them on the radio, and I was really starting to get into them. I had pictures up on my wall of the Beatles that I drew, and I remember watching the Beatle cartoons in rerun and just really enjoying them. And I just so much wanted the Beatles to get back together. I hadn't known that John Lennon had gone in semi-retirement raising his son. My mom came one day before Double Fantasy came out, and she got me this single. And this was just, not exactly sure, maybe it was late October 1980, maybe it was November. But anyway, this is the first single from Double Fantasy. It is Just Like Starting Over. And then on the B side, we have Kiss, Kiss, Kiss from Yoko. This was on the Geffen label. And this is the actual 45 that my mom gave me. So I remember putting it on my little kid record player and hearing that bell the first time and just thinking, wow, this is really fun. This is great. I was so excited. I loved this song. And this was really the first solo anything of the Beatles that I had. This was it, this 45. So then December 8th comes around and John Lennon is assassinated. He dies. He was shot in front of the Dakota, which was his apartment in New York City. And it was a shame. He died 10:30 Eastern Standard Time, p.m., 10:30 p.m. I didn't hear about it till the next day. I remember December 9th in the morning, waking up, and I was getting ready for school, and my mom, I guess, had been, watching the news, and they had said that John Lennon had passed. So I remember her shouting to me, to my bedroom, which was up the stairs. She was saying that John Lennon, Beatle, has been shot and he's killed, he's dead. And I was just devastated. I remember walking up my stairs and looking at my window as I was doing it, and it was just such a gloomy day. And really the dream was over. It was just traumatic. It was really sad for me. I was just starting to get into this group. I loved their music. John Lennon was my favorite Beatle. And he's taken away from us. A couple days later, I remember on Sunday, we went over to my grandparents' house, and there was a 10-minute vigil, like a silence that Yoko Ono had requested. For peace. She wanted the whole world, just 10 minutes just of silence in tribute to John Lennon. And I remember I told them, I told my mom, and I said, I'm going to go over here away from everybody and just, 10 minutes just be quiet. So I went to the family room, and I remember I was trying to pay my tribute to John. Well, the thing about John is that John may not be here anymore, but his music lives on. And I wanted to use this occasion to talk about something nice, and that is this rare and out of print John Lennon 4 CD box set called Lennon. and it was released, John would have been 50 years old. It was released October 1st of 1990. So his birthday is the 9th. And so it was 10 years also, unfortunately, after he, had passed. This is an excellent box set, and I would definitely, strongly advise you to pick it up. There are 4 CDs on here. It's 73 tracks. Mark Lewison, who also did the anthology liner notes and did a lot of other things with the Beatles, did some liner notes in here. And there are also nice pictures, and then there's lyrics. And I remember when this came out, I was in college by this point, and I worked part-time at a record store. And money was hard to come by. You're paying for school. I remember this was like 50 bucks. It was at least $50. Now, what's interesting is this was released October 1st EMI in England in 1990. But it was not, came as an import here, an expensive import, up until Capitol Records here in the States decided to release it July of 1991. But I remember it in 1990, and I remember a co-worker there, I think his name was John, he ended up buying it. We got it, we didn't know where to put it. In those days you had long boxes for the CDs, and we didn't want it stolen or anything, so we kept it up behind the counter. And I remember looking at it, and just like, yeah, I already got these songs, I got them on cassette. Now I was buying CD then. But I gotta tell you, I'm gonna read through some of this, but let me show you the covers. So that's the first one. This is apparently only available on CD. It's not available, was not available on vinyl. So that's number 1. This is number 2. And some of these songs, while there was this no noise technique to make sure that the hissing was taken out of several of the tracks. And I gotta tell you, I was listening to Disc 4 last night. Oh, I couldn't believe how great it sounded. Whatever they did a great job. And then this one is Disc 4. And so that's what we have. So anyway, let me tell you about this. There are 7 songs that are new to CD at this point. So what it starts out with, it has singles, it has deep cuts, and it has album tracks. It starts out from Live Peace in Toronto from 1969, and it goes all the way to Men Love Avenue in 1986. So you have the single on here, Disc 1, Give Peace a Chance. Then you have some live songs from the Live Peace in Toronto. You have Blue Suede Shoes, you have Money, That's What I Want, Dizzy Miss Lizzie, Your Blues, and then you have the 45 Cold Turkey, another 45 Instant Karma, and then you go into Plastic Ono Band from 1970. You have Mother, Hold On, I Found Out, Working Class Hero, Isolation, Remember, Love, Well, 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 Look at Me, God, My Mummy's Dead. So that's a lot of the numbers on there. This is what I'm saying. There's so much on here. Then you have the single Power to the People, and then you have a live track, Well Baby Please Don't Go, which was from sometime in New York City, recorded in '71. And then Disc 2 has stuff from Imagine. You've got Imagine, you have Crippled Inside, Jealous Guy, It's So Hard, Give Me Some Truth, Oh My Love, How Do You Sleep, How, and Oh Yoko. And then you have the single Happy Christmas, War Is Over. And then from sometime in New York City, you have Woman Is the End of the World, New York City, John Sinclair. And then you have some live songs that were from the 1-to-1 concert in '72. It was released in '86, live in New York City. You have Come Together Live and Hound Dog Live, which is that Elvis song. So that's kind of a rare one. And then Mind Games. From that album, you have Mind Games, I'm a Son, I'm Sorry, One Day at a Time, Intuition, and Out the Blue. So, and then Disc 3 takes us into Walls and Bridges album, Whatever Gets You Through the Night, Going Down on Love, Old Dirt Road, Bless You, Scared, Number 9 Dream, Surprise, Surprise, Sweet Bird of Paradox, Stealing Glass, Nobody Loves You When You're Down and Out. And then you go into rock and roll album, Stand By Me, Ain't That a Shame, Do You Want to Dance, Sweet Little 16, Slippin' and Slidin', and you have Just Because, but then you also have Angel Baby, which was recorded during the rock and roll sessions but not released until the Men Love Avenue album. And then you've got, this is the really cool thing, you have 3 songs that make their introduction, or live versions of songs from John Lennon, first time on a John Lennon collection or anything. Whatever Gets You Through the Night live, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds live, and I Saw Her Standing There live. And these songs were basically recorded Thanksgiving 1974 at Madison Square Garden. It was one of those things for Elton John. Elton John helped John on Whatever Gets You Through the Night, and he had a bet with him. He says, hey, I bet this song will get to #1. John says, nah, none of my songs get to #1. Well, sure enough, it did. So he kept his promise, and he was there, and that was great. All right, disc 4 I absolutely love. Disc 4 is basically all of the songs, the masters from Double Fantasy and Milk and Honey from 1980 in the order that they are on record. You have 14 songs. The additional song is the song Every Man Has a Woman Who Loves Him. That's a Yoko Ono song that was on Double Fantasy. And from my understanding, John had recorded a harmony vocal with Yoko. So what they did in the mixing is they turned his vocal up on this, and then they turned hers down. And this was on a tribute album for Yoko that Yoko had. Apparently John was talking about doing this for a birthday present for her. Little sketchy, I'm going back, you know, to the 80s from what I remember. But anyway, it's really cool. I've always liked it. And then it closes. So here's what you got. Just Like Starting Over, Clean Up Time, I'm Losing You, Beautiful Boy, Darling Boy, Watching the Wheels, Woman, Dear Yoko. And then it goes into Milk and Honey material. I'm Stepping Out, I Don't Want to Face It, Nobody Told Me, Borrowed Time, Forgive Me My Little Flower Princess. And then you have Every Man Has a Woman Who Loves Him, and then Grow Old With Me. So I can't say enough about how good this is. I actually came across this set a couple years ago. I was in a used book movie store, and I ended up getting it for 25 bucks. So I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it, because there were years later where I was kind of wishing, you know, I wish I would have bought that thing. So anyway, John Lennon's music does live on. I would give this box set, I would give this a 9 out of 10. It doesn't have everything on there, but it's not supposed to. The sound quality is excellent. I think this is wonderful for anyone that's just getting into Lennon. I think this is much more broader than some of the best ofs because it has deep cuts on there too. So as far as I'm concerned, John Lennon and his music do live on. So thank you very much for watching my video. You have a good day. Take care. Bye.